So we're going to apply our reflection rules to the first problem. It says reflect each shape as described. So what we're going to do first is we're going to apply the rules to the coordinates. Then it'll give us our new coordinates. We're going to write those down. We're going to write our rule down, and then we're going to draw our new shape given our new coordinates, okay? So it says the shape has the following coordinates: -4, 1, -5, 9, -10, 2. It says reflect the shape over the x-axis. So which rule are we going to use? This one or this one? Are we going to multiply each y coordinate by -1, or are we going to multiply each x coordinate by -1?
Each coordinate by
The y coordinate, because it says to reflect over the x-axis. So we go to the one that says across the x-axis, and it tells us we're going to multiply each y coordinate by -1. So our rule is going to look like this. X, y is going to be, we're going to leave. Are we going to do anything to x? No. What are we going to do to y? Correct. We're going to multiply y by -1. So we'll just write y times -1. So,
Teacher's Department interruption, last call. Any students that are in Ms. Hardy's 3rd and 4th period class or Mr. DeFeo's 5th and 6th period class, please come down to the front at this time. Once again, Hardy's 3rd and 4th period.
all right. So, I taught this to the 6th and 7th period, but I didn't teach you all this way. So we're going to make a table. So here's what I want you to do. Make a table just like an XY table. Are we doing anything to our x coordinates? No. So what I want you to do is write this is x. And I just want you to write down all of your x coordinates because we're not doing anything to them. They're going to stay the same. So you should have written down -4, -5, and -10. And then on the other side, you'll have your y coordinates. And what are we going to do to y? Multiply it by -1. So we're going to y times -1. So we'll remember to do it. Then we're going to get our calculator. And what's our y where x is -4? Oh, let me adjust the calculator so y'all can see it. There we go. All right. This way. See the calculator a little bit better that way. That's good enough. So, where my x is -4, my y is what? What's the value of y? It's 1. So, right here, I'm going to put 1 times -1. So in my calculator, I'm going to put 1 times -1, and what do I get? -1. Next, where my x is -5, what is my y value? 9. So, I'll have 9 times -1. Put that in your calculator. 9 times -1. -9. Thank you for participating. I appreciate it. And finally, where your x value is -10, what is your y? 2. So you're going to take 2 and multiply it by -1. And what do you get? -2. 2 times -1 is -2. So over here In your answer column, just record your answers. Your first order pair would be -4, -1. Your second order pair would be -5, -9. Your third would be -10, -2. In our rule, what happens to the XY coordinate when reflected over the x-axis? We have x stays the same and y times -1. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to plot our points and we're going to graph it. So, -4, -1. So we go to our coordinate plane. -4 on the x-axis is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then -1 would be down 1. So we went to the left 4 and down 1. We're going to put 1 point. Our next one is -5, -9. So we go, I'm sorry?
Why don't we got the number?
Because it wants you to kind of use that part of your brain a little bit. Would it help you to have the numbers? Is that something? I appreciate that feedback. And future worksheets, I will make sure they have numbers on them. Okay? I appreciate you. A -5, -9. So we go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So right here. And let me go back and label this. This is point A prime because it's in the image. This is our pre-image. This is our image. That's A prime. That's B prime. And then let's plot point C. One thing that I can tell you about the coordinates is where you see where the lines are darker slightly. This is 5. So if you can remember that where the lines are slightly darker, that's 5. So let's plot point C. So I start at 0. It's -10 on the x-axis. It's to the left 10. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is point C prime. And then I just connect my dots using the straightest line I can make. You can use your resource card to kind of help guide you. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to be pretty straight so that it does mirror the image or the pre-image. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be -10, -2. So I put this point in the wrong place. I apologize. How come y'all didn't tell me? Oh. Well, I put the point in the wrong place. Yes, it's supposed to be -10, -2, and I didn't go down 2. So it should be -10 and then -2. 1, 2. This is C prime. This is, I'm sorry. But y'all knew I was going to make one mistake this first period. Scratch that out. Okay. And let's redraw. I was like, that doesn't look too much like a mirror image. I had to have done something wrong. Okay. So now I have a mirror image of my triangle. And I'll just shade this one in a little bit so I know that this is my image and that's my pre-image. And just a little vocabulary. This is pre-image. And this is your image. And this would be A, because that's A prime. And that'd be C, and that's C prime. And this is B. That's B prime. All right, we're going to do another one, and we're going to reflect this time over the y-axis. Okay? So let's look at our rule card to see what the rule for reflections over the y-axis. And it says, if you reflect across the y-axis, multiply each x-coordinate by -1. So our rule would look like this. We have x, y, and draw an arrow. What are we going to do to x? According to our rule, because we're reflecting over the y-axis, what are we doing to x? Keep going. We're going to multiply each x coordinate by -1. So I'm going to write x times -1. Are we going to do anything to y? No, we're just going to leave it alone. So let's draw a table. And we're going to use the table to apply our rule. And we already know we're not going to do anything to y. So let's draw our y column. And let's just copy down our y coordinates. At point A, where is 5, x is 5, y is 2. At point B, where x is 10, y is 0. Point C, where x is 10, y is 6. And point D, where x is 0 and y is 10. So our y's are pretty simple there. Now let's apply our rule to the x column. So we're going to have x times -1. I hope you can read that. I hope that's not too squished. So at point A, my x is what? 5. So I'll have 5 times -1. I'll put that in my calculator. What's my answer? -5. Let me switch it to the other side real quick so you can see it. I just don't think that's going to video very well. That's okay. -5. No, it's not -5. It's 5 times -1, and you end up with -5. Point B, my x value is what? 10. So I have 10 times -1. Are you seeing a pattern here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have -10. Point C, I have 10 again times -1. It's going to give me -10. And then point D, I have 0 times -1. What is this? 0. That's right. Anything times 0 is 0. So I now need to copy down my new coordinates. Point A is now -5, 2. Point B is now -10, 0. Point C is now -10, 6. Point D is now 0, 10. my rule where x and y are an ordered pair. We're going to multiply the x coordinate times -1. We'll leave the y coordinate the same when reflecting over the y-axis. So, the only thing left to do is to plot our points. So, we have point A at -5, 2. Remember, these lines that are slightly darker than the other lines, but not as dark as the origin, that denotes 5. So if it helps you to draw a number here and draw a number here and write a number here, just so you can know that you've counted the right amount of places, you can do that to kind of help you. So -5, +2, so that's to the left 5, and then up 2. So this would be point A prime, because it's after the reflection. Point B is going to be -10, 0. So if this is -5, then this is definitely -10. And if you don't believe me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's going to be B prime. C prime is going to be -10 and then up 6. So I'll go -10, then up. This is 5. That one more is 6. So that is C prime. And then point D prime is 0, 10. So I don't go anywhere on my x-axis, and I'll go up 10. It's D prime. And then I'll connect my dots as straight. I'm sorry, I had that out of the picture. As straight as I can. It is. It's a lot easier than translations. There's only two. There's not very many rules. And then I'm just going to lightly shade it in. A, C, B, and this is my pre-image. This is my image.